Welcome to yet another episode of Tonight with Zororo, featuring your host, Zororo Makamba, and your DJ, SK. Tonight, Zororo has a one-on-one interview with young activist and politician AC Lumumba. You can join us in conversation on Twitter and follow us on @TWZ Show. And don't forget to include the hashtag TWZ. And now, meet your host, Zororo Makamba.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Tonight with Zororo. Now, a friend of mine pointed out to me that I have a long history of dating colored girls. And in that same discussion, we had an epiphany on races, and certainly not all black people are the same, not all white people are the same, and of course colored people aren't the same either. But I was told that the colored community is broken down into three major categories. Number one, you have the mixed race. Two, you have the Goffles. And three, you have the foreigners. So we invited people to sit down and talk to us to tell us if these stereotypes are true.
What's up? My name's Danny, that guy. You guys are asking about the difference between colored people, Goffles, and foreigners. We are all one. We're all the same. At the same time, we're all cool, we're all one, etc. There are some things that you need to keep in mind that you shouldn't say. If you're speaking to a colored and you're not sure if he is colored, Goffle, or a foreigner, don't make any assumptions. The safe thing to do is to ask about his family. If he talks about his cousins, then you know it's a Goffle. In that case, you need to be very careful about what you say from thenceforth. Actually, you must only be saying nice things about him. If he talks about his mom and dad and where they're from, then you know he's a colored. Because coloreds always want to do that. We always want to talk about, my dad's from here, but my mom, she's from Europe, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, we gotta mix the two, man. Africa and Europe is what we're doing. That's what always happens with coloreds. If it's someone who doesn't even go deep into their parentals, it's like, I'm from Portugal, then you know it's a foreigner. That's how it's easy to tell. To keep it safe, don't jump to any conclusions, ask about the family. That's the safest way to do it.
Hi, my name is Megan McCopp and I am colored. I am from Bulawayo, but I've spent the last 20 years in Harare. I grew up in Barham Green and most people refer to it as Fiji, so that's where I'm from, lots of colored people. Not exactly, I wouldn't say that because I know who I am, I'm proud of where I come from, and so I embrace it. Okay, well, naturally, I would prefer to be called colored because when someone does refer to me as a Goffle, I take it offensively, mainly because of the various stereotypes that are associated with being Goffle. Okay, yes, as you said, there's native coloreds, there's mixed, and there's foreigners. There is a difference, well, as a colored person, I can tell, I know the native type, I know the foreigners, and there has been a difference. More tend to be towards the white side. Then there's the ghetto type. And then, of course, we just have the others that they blend in everywhere, I would say that. Yes, there's a difference. We're in different areas, we socialize with different people. Some have different backgrounds in terms of the schools they've gone to, the exposure they have, and the specific areas that they've grown up in. I don't know how to say it to the people out there, but as a colored person, you can just tell. It's the way they speak, the way they act. It all just comes together. Unfortunately, as human beings, we do tend to be a bit judgmental, so we'll assess, we'll observe, and then we'll just be like, their hair's different, or just the way they speak.
Welcome back. This is The Update. SK, my man.
Yes, buddy, how are you?
Does privacy actually exist in this information age that we live in?
It's really not anymore, yeah? I mean, if you put it out there, you literally just, open a closet.
Well, when you say put it out there, what are you talking about?
I mean, I'm talking about, you've got your Facebook, your Instagram. It's easy for someone to just get into your account and just grab anything they want and use it for whatever. I've been a victim of that.
Really? What happened?
Yeah. I just found one of my pictures on a poster, and it's a gig somewhere in Bulawayo. I'm not even there. And they're saying, SK is going to be here. And they're pushing it on social media.
Yeah.
You're like, what are you trying to do, guys? I'm not part of this. So
I think what a lot of people don't realize is that when you post images up on these various social networks, they don't belong to you.
They don't belong to you.
What we say on WhatsApp. Facebook bought it out. Facebook can do whatever they want with
the
this information.
you're giving out, yeah. And it's scary, because, but hey, at the end of the day, you guys just got to be careful what you put out there. I think that's just what you can do.
And another issue that's been very prevalent is this revenge porn. After guys break up with their spouses, people start forwarding and passing out the nudes and various sex tapes. And we saw that happen with Tintin, Pokelo, and Stana. Such sensitive and private stuff
is out
there for everybody.
For everyone to see. And now we know what they look like.
Where was the headboard in one of those videos? And I'm sure you guys are wondering which video it is. Anyway, that's up for you to figure out. Okay, I'm going to give you 4 tips on how to protect yourself from social media and cyber invasion. Don't be dumb and make your password your first name or date of birth. Number 2, make your social media accounts private. 3, review all friend and follower requests. There could be someone following you with malicious intent. So when you are on your Facebook timeline and you're asking yourself, who on earth are all these people? Then it's time to do some deleting. And lastly, don't send nudes, don't keep nudes. Did you know that it's illegal to have explicit content in your phone in Zimbabwe? Those are my tech tips, and stay tuned for my interview with AC Lumumba. He's the chairman of the Arara Youth Council, and he's up next.
Stand by after the break for a one-on-one with AC Lumumba. Welcome back to Tonight with Zororo.
It's good to see you.
It's good to be here, Zororo. Congratulations. I'm happy the show is up.
Thank you very much, my bro. How's 2015 been so far?
2015 has been a good year. I think the country started off struggling a bit, but we've since picked up. Civil servants have been paid their bonuses now, so it's good seasons.
You recently went to South Africa.
I did.
After the atrocious and just so difficult to understand when we try to wrap our heads around the xenophobic attacks. What did you see? You were actually on the ground.
Whatever you saw on social media, pictures or videos, is nothing in comparison to what's happening on the ground. Zororo, what's happening in South Africa is that, the Zulus who are attacking foreign nationals are not a reflection of South African people, but they are a definite reflection of the South African feeling.
So it's a small group of people.
It's a small group of people that is making the feelings of many real. The feelings that the Zulu people have are very practical feelings. They're very realistic feelings. They're just very wrongly expressed, and they've got to be addressed. The South African government has since deployed military regiments onto the ground. That's not the solution. You will not beat these people into thinking differently. And that's the very problem.
What's the reason behind the attacks, AC?
The reason is people are looking for a version of a good life. When you are born in South Africa, and you're born in the New Age South Africa, or you saw New Age South Africa developing, you're so close to what the good life is. You see the nice cars, you see the nice houses, you see people eating in the fancy restaurants, and it's right in front of you. And you ask yourself the question, how do I move from where I am to get there?
So they're so close, it's like a mirage.
It's like chasing after a ghost.
Yeah.
Just when you think you've caught it, it's gone. So what happens is when they see foreigners around them, it's the nearest they can get to where they want to get to, so they attack the foreigners in hope that if you go, I take your place, and just maybe I've got a much better chance of getting to my version of a good life.
What are the solutions? Because obviously the conversation behind this must be the economic environment and all countries really, because not Zimbabweans were just attacked this time.
I think there's 2 practical solutions. First of all, the violence has got to stop. The South African government has got to step up its security perimeters, and it has to step up its actions towards putting it to a stop. But the second and most fundamental and important solution is we simply have to create jobs. People are doing this because they want a vehicle that takes them to whatever their version of a good life. To some people, their version of a good life is going to a good school. To some, it's having a job. To some, it's being able to send your daughter to the hospital when she falls sick. Whatever your version of a good life is, you get there from a vehicle. And that vehicle is usually through economic policies. South Africa has to fix its economic policies. But not just South Africa. So do all of us. We have Zimbabweans, 3 million plus in South Africa, who are there not because they don't love Zimbabwe, but because they are looking for an environment and a vehicle that takes them to their version of a good life.
I've got AC Lumumba, chairman of the Harare Youth Council, in studio with me tonight. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we get back, we're going to touch on some of those controversies that AC is always plagued with. Keep it locked here on TWZ.
Keep it locked on TWZ. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Now, AC, you know I have to touch on some of the controversies that have plagued you recently.
All
Let's
right.
start off with your trip to the States last year.
All right.
Where you went as part of the president's delegation to what I believe was a summit on environment.
It was the United Nations General Assembly.
And you were going to represent the young people on environmental issues, right? There you were, pictured in Ralph Lauren, trying on suits. Of course, being a young man, I can imagine you were excited. You took some pictures, posted them on Facebook. They ended up front page in the newspapers the following day, and people were saying, look, this guy has gone on government budget to take pictures in Ralph Lauren of expensive suits when people in his constituency and young people in Zimbabwe are suffering. Did you think that was not a bit insensitive?
I think it was very insensitive and badly timed for me to put up the post. That's why I apologized to the nation and to my Facebook followers. But let me make it very clear that I was not there on government funds. Nobody goes to the UN General Assembly on government funds. Let me also make it very clear that I did not use government funds or UN money to go shopping. I used my own money.
How much were those suits? Are you wearing one right now?
This is
I don't see a label.
This is a Bill Blass,
Yeah.
which is fairly pricey. But this is the problem I have with the mentality some people have, Zororo. There is nothing wrong with Zimbabweans wanting to wear fancy brands. There is nothing wrong with a Zimbabwean boy growing up and saying, I want to own a TV show that works right up to par with American standards.
We're doing it right now.
We're doing it right now. There is
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. So there is absolutely nothing wrong with us as young people being ambitious and wanting to live the same life that everybody else in the world lives. So whoever is against me living the good life, maybe they are okay with the bad life. I grew up in it. I'm not going back.
Staying on the issue of Facebook, if you were to go on Facebook right now and look for AC's name, you will find Honourable Member of Parliament AC Lumumba. Now, AC ran in 2013 in the Hatfield constituency. You lost narrowly. Don't you think you're misleading people by saying and having a title that says Honourable Member of Parliament when you don't sit in the August House?
Zororo, in 2018, I hope we'll still be talking then. I will be a member of parliament. And again, I don't think there is anything wrong with young people in this country being aspirational. I say it out of ambition and out of aspiration. I want to be a member of parliament because I think I have ideas and dreams that can help this country move in a direction that goes forward. So when I write it because I'm being aspirational. But again, I think people are focusing on the menial things. Focus on the things I'm doing on Facebook. I am updating people on how many jobs we're creating in my constituency. I'm updating people on how many young people we're sending to school, how many communities and lives we're changing every
But from an
single
ethical
day.
point of view, AC.
What ethics, Zororo?
Honesty,
What ethics?
transparency, you're not a member of parliament. You know,
I
a
am
lot of people think you are just because of that title. And because you're doing admirable work, and I commend you, and I can ask you to continue doing so, people think you are.
I never said anyway, Zororo, anyway, including on Facebook, that I said in which parliament, when I said in what parliament. I simply put on my title that Honourable Member of Parliament. I am aspiring and I will continue to aspire. I'm answering you, Zororo. I will answer anybody who asks me why I do that, that's what I aspire to be. And there is nothing wrong with that. We should allow all our young people to aspire to be the best that they can be.
Another case of fake it till you make it, but it's definitely working for AC. Definitely go check out that Facebook page of his. He is doing a lot of commendable work. I don't know about his answer though. We're going to take a short break and then find out what he's doing in his constituency to the build-up of 2018 and if he has any words for young people. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to TWZ. AC, as chairman of the Harare Youth Council, bit of a slow start when you started your tenure, but things have been picking up of late. What are some of the initiatives that you're doing?
Look, we we have been very busy for the last 3 years. First, we took our young people through the constitution-making process, which I think was a very important exercise for young people to get involved in. Secondly, we took them to the voter registration and voting experience. Young people in this country generally hadn't voted. In fact, we only had a 13% attendance from young people who were under the age of 33 in this country who voted in 2008. We were able to bring that figure up in Harare alone to 48% of young people who are eligible to vote going ahead and voting under the age of 35. So this is what we're focusing on the first couple of years. It was very difficult to operate under the government of national unity because the direction was not clear. However, now that we have a new government, thankfully, ZANU-PF government, our focus is making sure that there is information on access to resources that is made to young people. So we're building up an information and resource center, which is going to be built in Hatfield. The purpose of the center is to make sure that when a young person has a question, there is always somebody ready to give them the answer to that question.
How much did
That's
you
what
raise?
the center for. I've raised in total cash about 200,000. I raised in total support in kind about double that.
Some people have said AC's got a habit of sort of dipping his hands in the cookie jar and using those funds for his personal use. This is all above board.
I don't know which people.
A lot of people have said that people within the youth council, people in the youth league, they say, well, AC...
They say to who, sir?
What they say to people. They say to people in the constituency, young people alike. These are other controversies that have been hit at you. So what I'm asking is, all the cash has been above board, it's been there, and this shouldn't be an issue that people should worry about.
I think what people should worry about, Zoro, and I think what this show is should do so well, and I'm sure we'll be doing, is making sure when we have young people who have ambitions and who have ideas, we spend more time trying to figure out how do we encourage them. When we have Zororo who comes up and says, I want to have my own show, there is people who think you shouldn't have this show, Zororo. I don't worry about that. There is people who think, you know, it's your father's money. There is people who think it's your mother's money, it's your company's money, it's Telecel money. But this is not the truth. I know how hard you work. And I know you worked for every single coin that went into this. I don't know what people you're talking about. Neither do I know the issues they're talking about. What I know is by the end of this year, we will have a youth information center up. We will have set up a youth radio station running at that youth information center so it can be self-sustainable. And we need to teach a new language in our young people that roll your sleeves up and build your country.
I'm asking the questions, I'm doing my job, but it's part of the territory for both of us. And I can see why you're saying that. Something to do with potholes, let's end with that. You want to close up, I understand, you want to close up the potholes on 148 roads and Ward 22 in your constituency. Where are you going to raise the money to do that? That's very, very ambitious, considering that the government hasn't been able to do so.
It is ambitious. And I don't think there's anything wrong with ambition. I think people are affected by these potholes every day. They walk out, they drive out of their houses and their cars are damaged, and they want to do it themselves anyway. It's just a lack of coordination. All I'm doing is I'm coordinating the community to say, you have a problem, let's treat it as pay as you go. Let's not heavily rely on government. We have young people who are smart, trained in all sorts of skills now. We have labor sitting in the houses doing nothing. Let's get out, let's get the resources, and let's get it done. However it has to get done. I'm not an expert at city planning or surveying, but there are people who are experts in the community. We'll use them to get the job done.
AC, you've been a good friend, always. I enjoy the banter and wish you all the best of luck, and especially in 2018. I know how important that is for you. And thanks for being an awesome guest.
I'm proud of you guys. Well done. Keep it up.
All right, we'll be right back. Keep it locked here on Tonight with Zororo.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Tonight with Zororo.
Thanks again to AC Lumumba for joining us tonight on TWZ. Make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, the whole deal. And give it up for Simba Tags, who's going to be performing Shirinani on the Coca-Cola soundstage. See you next week.
Performing on the Coca-Cola soundstage tonight is Simba Tags, a Zimbabwean-born singer, songwriter, and MC. Simba Tags has 2 mixtapes and several collaborations under his belt.
My name is Simba Tags, and I am a producer/artist. I'm mainly a hip-hop artist, doing a little bit of Afro beats and a little bit of R&B, and I produce a lot of stuff, like anything, really. I've been making music for 12 years, I think, and I got into it because people in my neighborhood were doing it and it was cool. Then the hobby became a lifestyle, or whatever you want to call it, a job. The next few months, I have a lot of singles and music videos coming out, so stay tuned for that. In the next few years, I don't know, time can only tell. Yeah. Yeah. Now would you mind if I took you somewhere quite personal and showed you all the little things, baby, that no one should know? 'Cause I got love unconditional, baby. All you have to do is ask her, and I'll always say the same thing. Why are you hiding when the truth is right before your eyes? I'll give you me, girl, and that should come as no surprise. So I'm just waiting, trying to be patient while you realize. And it's clear to see, and girl, you know it's true, that I could give you what you need, baby, yeah. And girl, you know it's true, that I could give you what you need, baby. So baby, tell me what you need, 'cause I got it. Tell me what you need, 'cause I got it. What you need, tell me what you need, 'cause I got it. Tell me what you need, tell me what you need, tell me what you need, tell me what you need. Enzo, Anzi, white chassis something. My drinks nigga life kachu saga ndiani naro tobigwa nemamonya Tyson mpemazano Anzi mazinyanye pachikamsa mkusa we ain't tryna do nothing. Boys takubloka isi totonyunyaka akurasira drink or get a new one correct so far. Ghost chichi takutiza tumamoko tumalose chichi. Anzi baby come here, what you do chichi? Plaza vake go traga malose chichi. Apana kinda bossing over here. Real people in the front, ain't nothing in the rear. Zazino man, cool beans. Did you know we'll never get enough? Inzwa tini famani mamoko akafika tumamini wavengi ona mazisa piriri avacha tumbutona takumiri. Hey, handidikana pressure. Ndakungutsvaka pressure. Hey, handidikana pressure. Ndakungutsvaka pressure.
Join us again next week when we have a one-on-one with religious leader Dr. Bishop Pashapa, as well as a musical performance from Zimbabwean Afro-pop singer Tinashe Makura.